Okay, let's go ahead and simplify this expression. And what we have is the square root of 8 times the square root of 12, all divided by the square root of 3. So if you're taking any sort of algebra course, you absolutely need to know how to handle a problem like this. Not that difficult. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you the answer here in just 1 second. But if you want to go ahead and just see if you know this stuff, go to pause video and do this problem. It'll take you all of about maybe 30 seconds. Put your answer into the comment section. And of course, you can see if you got the right answer here in just a moment. But in algebra, what you're studying is this symbol here. Okay, now a lot of you are going to say, oh, that's the square root. And this right here is, in fact, a square root symbol, but really the broader topic is radicals. Okay, so if you are taking any sort of algebra course or math course, you're studying radical expressions, how to simplify radicals, which of course square roots are a part of that. You also have radical equations, et cetera, et cetera. So just a little terminology that you should be familiar with. But anyways, I'm going to get to this in just 1 second. But first, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TC Math Academy. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher. I've been teaching math for decades. And I'm telling you right now, you can do very well at mathematics. And I'm especially speaking to those of you that think you're bad at math or you can't learn math. You can, okay? But what it takes is great math instruction. Clear, understandable, and most importantly, comprehensive. So if you're at the middle school, high school, or even college level in terms of a math course, check out my math help program. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description of this video. I promise it will help you out big time. Also, if you're preparing for any sort of test with a math section, there's a ton of them out there. And a lot of you are going to be taking a test like this. I'm talking about things like the SAT, ACT, maybe the ASVAB, teacher certification exam, college entrance, college placement exam. I have a ton of test prep courses that can help you out. If you homeschool, have excellent middle and high school mathematics courses for homeschoolers. You might want to check that out. Hopefully, you have great math notes. If you do not, you need to improve in this immediately because this is one of the top ways to be successful in math is to take great math notes. But if you don't have any notes, I'm going to leave links to my notes in the description of this video. You can check that out. And if this video helps you out, don't forget to like and subscribe, as that definitely helps me out. Okay, so I'm going to show you the answer right now to this problem. And let's see how well you know radical expressions. Okay, so this is the answer, 4 times the square root of 2. So hopefully you got that right. If you did get that right, I must go ahead and give you a lovely happy face, an A plus for today, a 100% and a few stars to make you feel extra special. Nice job. Now, if you didn't get that right, if you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing, well, stick around for a couple minutes because I'm going to explain this problem here in a second, but this is the answer. Okay, so let's get to it. So here is the problem. Well, what's going on here? Well, we're multiplying these square roots or radicals. We are dealing with square roots here. Just to be technically clear, here is a square root. Let's say this is the square root of 8, okay? If I put a little 3 there, that's the cube root 8. That's completely different, okay? So this little number here, okay, when we have a square root, we technically, it's a little 2, but we never really write that 2. It's just this little symbol like that. So just to be clear on this stuff, I think a lot of students get confused about that. But in order to do this problem, we need to know a little bit about the properties of radicals and square roots. And namely, when we're multiplying, okay, here we have the square root of 8 times the square root of 12. This product is equal to one big square root, and then we can put these factors here, 8 and 12, under one big square root, 8 times 12. So that's one property you need to be familiar with. Of course, I'm going to have this right here. Another thing that you need to be familiar with is how to simplify a radical. So if I have, for example, the square root of 20, you need to know how to find perfect squares. So perfect squares are those numbers that you could take the nice square root of. So we're talking about like 4, 9, 16, 25. Hopefully these numbers are like, oh yeah, these are nice numbers because when we take the square root of these, we get these nice whole numbers like the square root of 4, it's 2, square root of 9, 3. So we want to be on the lookout for these numbers, 4, 9, 16, 25, etc., etc. All right, so just keep that in mind because that's going to play a part of what we're going to be doing here in a second. All right, so first things first, when you're multiplying two square roots, and the rule, the technical rule is this. if I have the cube root of 8 and I'm trying to multiply by the square root of 12, this is a no-no. We can't do like this, okay? 8 times 12. These numbers, okay, these indexes right here have to be the same. Okay, so if it's the cube root of 8, I can multiply by that by the cube root of 12. If it's a square root of 8, I can multiply by the square root of 12. Okay, so just, again, this is a quick overview. If you need a lot of help with radicals and square roots, I would strongly suggest like my Algebra 1 course in my Math Help program. All right, so let's go ahead and continue this on. So we have the square root of 8 times the square root of 12. We know we can write that as one big square root, 8 times 12. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and find this product yet. I'm just going to leave it as 8 times 12, and I'll show you here in a second. All right, so here we have the square root of 8 times 12 over the square root of 3. And we'll deal with the square root of 3 in a bit. But let's go ahead and start breaking up 8 and 12, and we're on the lookout for factors, okay? Again, we're going to be looking for factors that are those perfect squares, so 4, 9, 16, 25, etc. So I'm like, okay, 8 I can write as 4 times 2, because 4 is a nice perfect square. So this is 8, 4 times 2, and I'm multiplying it by 12. And so instead of 6 times 2 for 12, let's write 4 times 3, because I want to have these perfect square factors. And you're going to see how nice it is when you do have these perfect square factors. So the square root of 8 times 12 is the same thing as the square root of 4 times 2 times 4 times 3. Okay, because again, I'm looking for these perfect square factors so we can get some 4s in here as our factors all over the square root of 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on. Now, what we can do, here is our factors. So we have the square root of 8 times 12, but of course, we're writing this as 4 times 2 times 4 times 3. So just as we can write in the beginning of the problem, separate square roots, let me go back up here, the square root of 8 times the square root of 12, and put this under one big square root. So you can go this way or you can go this way. Okay, so if I have one big square root, I can separate these into 2 or more square roots, these factors into their own individual square roots. So that's what we're going to do right here. Okay, we're kind of going in the reverse again. So with the square root of 4 times 2 times 4 times 3, so let's break these up into their own little individual square roots. The square root of 4 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 4 times the square root of 3 all over the square root of 3. So what's the advantage of doing this? Well, here is our situation. And you can see, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I could find the square root of 4. That is 2. Okay, so that is 2 right there. So 2 times the square root of 2, the square root of 4, again, is 2. Okay, so we'll put that 2 right there as a factor. And then here I have the square root of 3 all over the square root of 3. Well, what can we do now? Let's go ahead and take a look at the problem. So we have 2 times the square root of 2 times 2 times the square root of 3. We have a square root of 3 down here. So these are common factors. So I could cross cancel these square root of 3's. And I'm left with 2 times the square root of 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. And you're multiplying that 4 times a square root of 2. And this is the final answer. Okay, so again, if you didn't get this right initially, or if you got something kind of close to this, or maybe you were stuck on a particular part of this, well, hopefully you now understand this stuff. But this is kind of a basic level problem. You definitely want to challenge yourself with more things with square roots and radicals. And what do you need to know about square roots and radicals? Well, you need to know how to multiply, divide, add, subtract. You need to do something called how to rationalize the denominator and to find the conjugate. There's a whole bunch of stuff you need to know. It's really, really important that you know how to work with radicals and square roots in algebra. But again, if you need additional help with this, I would check out any one of my algebra courses like Algebra 1, Algebra 2. You can find that in my Math Help program. And I do have additional videos on my YouTube channel. But if this particular video helped you out, don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.